to That Wrestling Podcast.
What's up? It is That Wrestling Podcast. It's Jason, and this episode will have spoilers. So if spoilers are not your bag, you may want to turn this off. It is the Toxic Tuesday recap, aka the war in finger quotes. And on this day, I see clearly that AEW is nowhere near WWE, and they're barely near the third level of WWE. So the way this worked tonight, Brian and I, the A team, watched AEW while Kevin and Joe, the B team, watched WWE's NXT. So this whole thing has been kind of a big buildup. A few weeks ago, Brian, I asked you about Mercedes giving you blue balls, and I don't know how you felt about AEW today, but I'm feeling kind of blue ballish tonight.
Yeah, I think that's accurate. I mean, we can kind of go back and say we could go back and like how this was all set up. It started last Tuesday with John Cena is going to be here and Heyman and Asuka and Cody and all this thing, and then what? They say we're going commercial free 30 minutes. And Tony Khan was like, F that. I'm going to put on Eddie Kingston and Minoru Suzuki on YouTube before the show starts.
Which was awesome.
And I'm going commercial free for 30 minutes. It turned out to be, I think, 45.
46 to be exact.
46. And we're going to have a long overrun. So... there was a lot, and that was just the fun of the build up. And then, like you said, Jay, here we get to the show, and I told the guys right before you hopped on, meh.
Tony Khan was on the rails this afternoon on Twitter.
My God.
And another thing about Tony Khan's
a bitch ass motherfucker.
Insane.
Who said that?
Insane.
Tony Khan's a bitch ass motherfucker. Is that Shawn Michaels?
And Joe.
Wow.
Joe, I think you're cool. No, just kidding. You suck.
Okay, so Joe and Kevin, we'll let you discuss NXT. Now, I'm not going to lie. During commercials, I did flip. So I saw a little of NXT, but not enough to get a feel for what actually happened. So I don't know, Joe, Kevin, whoever. I don't know if you guys have a game plan of how you want to discuss this.
We kind of have a game plan. Basically, I'm just going to say you two felt like you got blue balls.
Say it.
But
say it.
I really feel like, I'm completely 100% satisfied after NXT, beginning to end. An amazing NXT. It's not like it was like an amazing, like the greatest show ever, but it held my interest. I never even turned during commercials. That's the thing. I had no interest in turning the channel because I didn't want to miss anything. And I didn't want to have to go back and rewind a DVR. My thought process was once it started and it kept going, I'm just going to hit the DVR in AEW if I feel like it later this week. And the way you two are making it sound, I may not.
Well, hold on.
Kevin,
before you guys go any further, here's the thing. I was my note about AEW tonight was it was a good show. However, they should have went to Thursday night again instead of going to Tuesday night head to head with NXT.
Let me ask you this. What made it a good show? The matches or outside of the ring?
Matches were great, I thought.
Mm-hmm. See, we're going to get into NXT. Joe and I, the matches I thought were good, right? Mm-hmm. They were good. It's things that happened outside the ring with the people from the main roster that visited and a little bit outside that made it kind of
awesome,
special, right? It kind of put like
my notes. My note I wrote down was this was an NXT reunion show, like the Raw reunions. That's exactly the vibe it felt like, and not an overwhelmed one. So it was nice to see an NXT reunion show.
Awesome. So what's some of the highlights, guys?
So it started off, lights went out, Cody's music hits right at 8:00.
That's
Face
right.
goes crazy,
They
right?
promoted that.
And gets on the mic. He's like, never thought I would be here in the NXT arena.
No, you have to say what he said first. The first word out of his mouth.
Yeet.
Yeet. He didn't say NXT Universe. What do you want to talk about? He said that second. He started
Wow.
with.
That's all I need to
They
hear.
were chanting it.
I'm bailing on this. I'm going to go watch right now. That's amazing.
just a yeet.
And the crowd's always usually pretty hot during NXT, but I think the crowd was all smiles. Everyone's singing Cody's theme song as usual, except one big dude just with a camera videotaping like the whole thing, and they cut out like immediately. When you guys watch it, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Cody had 3 announcements, not 1, not 2, but 3. I think it was Jay predicted it correctly. One of the announcements, Dusty Cup coming back. Another one, Men's Breakout is coming back. And then the third announcement, he was the special GM for the night.
Oh,
so
fun.
he kind of
he was
kind
done
of
all
pushed
night.
him instead of just going out there announcing. He was in a lot of backstage interaction tapings throughout the course of the night in a variety of things, which was nice. It was, because it kind of showed Cody throughout the episode and interacting with several people. The matches, as I mentioned, were all fantastic, but I do have a hit list, and I want Joe to kind of mention a few things that he kind of thought was good about the show, and then I want to kind of pick up the
one thing that was surreal about the Cody being out there was the American Nightmare logo on the NXT logo. That kind of that was like a note I went. It's like they're going against AEW and having that logo with the NXT in the background. That was kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like,
funny how things turned around from a couple years ago. Yeah,
but you know what? We're gonna see a couple other AEW alum tonight as well.
Oh, okay.
Not 1, not 2, but 3.
Okay.
Oh, it gets wild. It gets wild. So, some of the matches, Asuka goes against Roxanne Perez. Fantastic match for what it was. I know you guys mentioned you guys don't mind some spoilers. It was a really good match. I thought it told a very nice story. There's no way in hell Roxanne Perez was going to defeat Asuka undefeated in NXT, right?
Oh,
so Asuka got
that.
They mentioned that a lot. They mentioned that a lot. It was like Asuka's undefeated in NXT.
Huh. I didn't even think of that.
But it is a fun watch. a lot of respect between the two. Roxanne Perez is just the most smiley, most up
smiley. I thought you were.
Kevin is the Roxanne Perez of
Kevin is the Roxanne of our show.
But before that, Shotzi came out just as a heads up. She announces she's going to be
so there was a tank
Halloween
during the war. There was a tank during the war.
Oh, the tank! The tank was out for the Tuesday night war, of course.
Side note, she's going to host Night 1 Halloween Havoc. It's a 2-night event starting 2 weeks from tomorrow. She's going to co-host with Scarlett. So it's nice to see that Scarlett's going to do something.
Well, they're doing a pretty cool YouTube thing. Scarlett, Shotzi, and I feel like there was one more, maybe Rhea, like where they go to like haunted houses and shit. So go check that out on your own time after you watch this video.
Like haunted house, like I'm going to set it up around Halloween time, or haunted house like this place is haunted type of thing?
I don't know.
The haunted ones, those kind of get a little scary, but
don't really care. But that's just what they're doing. I'm just spreading the news.
That's not
promoting
one podcast. Let them have their thing.
One fun note I did mention at exactly 8:45 in the show, 45 minutes, a Collision commercial played.
Oh,
what?
Wow. Maybe
not
on Kevin's cable,
end.
not on Joe's.
At 8:45.
Not on YouTube TV.
Well,
wow.
Was it
on Xfinity
in
Fort Wayne, Indiana?
Okay, that's what I was saying. Was it promoting a local show, or was it just
no, it was promoting. No, it was just promoting Saturday Night Collision.
Interesting. Okay.
And I actually rewound to make sure I was actually on USA Network. Just to make sure. And then it went right back into NXT. So fun fact. So when you guys watch it, definitely make note to see if I'm smoking drugs or something while I was watching NXT.
I didn't
Cena,
see it.
we saw Cena multiple times during the night. One thing,
Okay.
before I'm going to pass the baton back. Actually, I want to pass it to Joe. What did
No,
you think?
you gotta talk about Cena. Cena
Yes.
showing up. Booker T lost his mind laughing hysterically at Cena showing up in the NXT parking lot. First of all, he survived,
Oh,
so we have
great.
nothing to
Awesome.
worry about that. But he was like in a Honda rental car while Booker's laughing hysterically. And Vic Joseph's like, "What are you laughing at?" And he goes, "He's supposed to be in a bigger car than that. What is he driving? Are
Well,
you kidding me?"
I
Booker
mean,
lost his mind.
How do you
That's a
think
shoot.
John?
That. I
How do you think
loved it.
John Cena is so rich? He gets a Honda Accord as a rental,
cheap.
not a Cadillac Escalade. Come on,
Yeah.
Booker.
Wasn't even like that. It's like he took an Uber because he was in the back seat. He took an Uber to the performance center.
I think it was a '94 Civic. I don't even think it
Oh my
was
god.
Was Uber a sponsor
the-
tonight or Lyft?
Lyft,
Wow.
Uber. I don't know,
But you'll
but
you'll
yeah,
see
he survived the parking
Awesome.
lot. So
Congrats, John.
a really fun verbal exchange between him and Braun before the main event later on in the show. One really good note I did mention, or I wrote down, Braun put, they didn't come here to see you. Cena replies, they can't.
No.
And then it was just like Cena's just doing this, the head nod, a lot of good back and forths. Joe, gotta ask you. You saw Heyman in the back a few times. Backstage,
he
maybe
was
a camera
talking to
was
someone.
talking to someone.
He was talking to someone, trying to talk to this young lady.
No.
Guess
Come
which one he was
No.
talking to? Yes. He was
It's like a
basically
hidden
going
camera.
back and forth, and she was
Don't
like,
even have to
"Mhm."
say it. I know.
Kelly
who you're talking
Yeah, it was
Kincaid?
the
Are you
NXT
kidding me?
Yes, Kelly Kincaid.
the one
it was
with-
amazing. It's
That's who your wife looks like, Joe.
I actually, she left the room. I thought it was no, never mind.
Wow.
No,
okay.
he was talking to someone behind the scenes, and she was like, and he's just going back and forth. But that was a little
Love
teaser
that.
on that one,
That's it.
which was nice.
Wow.
Love it.
But one great
great.
thing about Cena was the fact that, they were chanting, "Thank you, Cena," but one guy in the crowd was yelling, "Cena sucks." One guy.
One.
Oh, fun.
And Cena pointed him out and said, "Gotta respect that."
And then the crowd was going, Braun Breaker sucks. In that tone.
Wow.
And Cena's like, you know what? It's
And-
really catchy when it's not me in the song title.
Wow.
Yeah.
I like the remake with changing the lyrics.
It's the
But
John
okay,
Cena
so let's
comedy
move on.
hour. Jeez.
But
Yeah,
so
pretty much.
Heyman-
Cena was on a lot.
And this is kind of fun. I know we're not going to go through everything, right? But
No,
Heyman
we
talking
can't.
with Ava in the back, and then Braun was like
Shut
just working out with some ropes and just acting like a massive heel. Braun says like, I'm a badass, and just walks away. And then you see Heyman go like, call Roman Reigns, like immediately. So it makes you think, okay, they go in Bloodline, or maybe in the first episode of SmackDown this week, maybe Bloodline plus others. Who knows? Right. So that little kind of tease in a few areas, or at least that's how I perceived it as.
And there was another
watching it
tease on the
live.
other side.
Mhm.
Don't forget the other tease of John Cena hanging out with Carmelo and Trick.
Yeah.
And then they left, and Trick seemed a little off. And Cena's
Oh.
like, "What's going on?" And Trick just went, "How did you know your time has come?" And then they went for a walk and had a talk.
Wow. Okay.
So
Love
I made
that.
two other big points of the show. This has nothing to do with the true show. Didn't appear live. No wrestling match. Wasn't promoted at all. The vignette of he referred to himself. He does not want to be known as Brian Pillman Jr., right?
Oh, Pillman.
No,
Report came
he's,
out.
he's nobody's
Bill
junior.
Man.
Nobody's
Pillman.
junior. He said, he didn't raise me. I don't want that name in my, if I don't want to be affiliated
Oh,
with Pillman.
It
Wow.
made sense.
I
Whoa.
will be affiliated because I'm a king. Okay. His look, his demeanor, the
Brian.
way he interacted, let alone he might have taken 100 takes to do it. Who knows? But just, you guys
He's
will get
taking
goosebumps.
the name
You'll
of
get
the man
goosebumps.
who actually raised them. King.
Yeah, it's
It's
legit.
a name change that makes sense.
Huh.
But wait, I don't understand. I don't know the connection. If there is a wrestler named King.
No, neither
Oh,
do
that's
I. but
Brody
it's
King.
Probably
Oh, is that okay?
No,
Jerry the
it's
King
not-
Lawler.
no,
Gotcha.
or
okay.
stepdad. Yeah.
Gotcha.
no,
Wow.
Go
the
on, Joe.
King from Ready to Rumble. But no, that was like basically he's changed his name.
Yes.
But he's like, I'm not changing my name. You guys all. He basically said everyone praises someone who died when he was 4. That's not the man
Interesting.
who raised me. I tried everything in my power to not be in this business. Like he told his whole story, but like it felt real.
Was he
So,
on camera
who
this time?
Yes.
No, he's in a black. Oh, he was on camera in a black.
Oh.
He was on, they
Literally-
they basically went around instead
Uh-huh.
of the back of his head to the front, and he talked to the camera.
You
So
know,
he turned off the television from 1994, and basically
with the
told
name
his
King,
story.
with the name King, and like he has a big fucking mane of hair.
Yeah.
I think like a lion.
Mhm.
Mhm. Yeah.
The
Huh.
Lion King.
You're still wearing the Bengals, like the Bengali.
He's
Yeah.
Tiger
You know what I mean?
King.
Like,
Tiger.
Yes.
Even better.
There it
his
is.
facial hair.
There's Brian. There he is, Brian
There's
Pillman Jr.
Pillman.
live at Joe's basement.
Give us one of those drop
I am
kicks.
the king.
Give us one of those
Pillman
drop
King.
kicks, King. But it was good. I look forward to seeing what you guys thought of it.
Wow. Okay.
And
that's
there was
fun.
another AEW alum who showed up and survived the parking lot.
And this person
Jade.
actually rolled up in a badass vehicle. Looked like a,
Just
looked like a
shaking,
million.
just shaking
The
hands with
Cena
Shawn
Honda.
Michaels. That was it. Nothing big.
Was it Sunny Kiss?
Yeah.
No, it was Phil Brooks. No,
Oh,
I'm just kidding.
Whoa.
No.
The 24-hour truce Iron Man
Right.
comic that he posted. Now it all makes sense.
But yeah, Jade just
But
walked
it was
out.
a beginning to
$1
end.
million.
Great show. Great show.
Yeah.
And a couple badasses ended the show.
hmm
Well, you know, you guys are talking about these AEW alumni. They don't mean shit now because they're not with AEW. I'm Coney Ton. I gotta go. Bye.
Wow, I didn't even know he was here.
Damn.
I figured he'd have to chime in
Wait,
during.
Wow.
everyone all together now. Happy birthday to you. To old Coney Khan. Whatever.
Oh,
his
yeah,
name
that's
is.
right,
Today's
it
his
is
birthday.
his
Today's his
birthday
birthday. He's a birthday boy.
Today's not my birthday, Joe. I don't know what you're talking about. It's not my birthday. I'm Coney Ton and I gotta go. Bye.
Well, the crowd actually chanted "Happy Birthday" to begin the show as well. So I was like, "Oh,
Whose
is it
birthday is
Dragunov's
it?
birthday as well?"
Oh,
But-
was it Dragunov's birthday?
No, I have
Yeah,
no idea.
Dragunov's birthday. No,
Oh, is it
Dragunov's
really?
birthday. I looked it up.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, because I thought they were just maybe doing it to make fun of Tony.
So, okay,
No, I
so
know. Oh, go
One-
ahead. Go ahead.
was this a? I mean, you said it was a great show. The 2 hours just fly by. Is it one of those types of shows?
Completely.
it went by fast.
Yes.
Wow. Wow.
Very fast.
Brian, when
And-
do you,
The highlight for me was this was the best Dominic match I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Who
It was-
did he
it was-
face?
Dragunov
Oh,
For the title.
Jeez.
for the NXT title.
Wow. Okay. This is gonna be a good one. Brian, when do you plan on watching NXT?
I wasn't planning on it immediately after this pod, but you guys are selling me on it.
Yeah.
You know, it'll be tomorrow. You know, there's no
Yeah.
wrestling on Wednesday night now, so it'll be tomorrow.
This,
But
this
then
will
you're
sell you.
selling me though hard.
This
Wow.
will sell you. Braun in the middle of the ring grabs the microphone, says, "I'm the badass of the I'm the biggest badass of NXT. I'm the only badass in WWE."
Billy Gunn came back?
Lights go out. Undertaker was there, but it wasn't the dead man. The American
Oh.
Badass version rolling in
Interesting.
on that
That's probably
chopper
for the
that
best.
barely squeezed through that corner.
Right.
But I texted Joe. I was like, "Is Taker drunk? Like, is he
Oh.
kind of like wobbling a little bit?" Joe had the perfect response.
Perhaps. Maybe old.
Maybe just old.
He's
Yeah,
hanging
Maybe
with
just
Cody.
old.
He was hanging with Cody and Uso, backstage on the bus.
Yeet.
Yeet. But it's
Yeah,
you
no,
you
that's fun.
will, Jason. You love shirts more than us three put together. Taker's shirt was pretty awesome. It said "Old School," period. Choke Slam, period.
Oh, it's one of those.
Tombstone.
So one of those
Period.
like Disney ones.
Last Ride, period. It was really cool. It was really cool.
So with AEW Dynamite, like I said, it was Title Tuesday, but there were only 2 title matches. So we did get, well, I guess if you count the buy-in, there were 3 title matches, but
Yeah.
you know, I love
Title
Eddie Kingston.
Tuesday. That makes sense.
I love Eddie Kingston, but I just don't understand the Minoru Suzuki Slapfest mania that these matches turn into.
Yeah.
I mean,
Same
Eddie literally, the bell rang and he pulled his straps down. It was pretty hard hitting, but it was a fun one. Like I said, I love everything Eddie Kingston at this point. So the show starts, and you know, I'm looking at my notes here. There's a guy that they show in the crowd a couple times early on, and the one time he's drinking like a Modelo, so it's like a white can. I thought it was Joe. I thought it was you. Joe, it looked just like you. Not as gray as you, as I'm looking at you now on camera, but like I thought it was you at AEW. I'm like, wow. I mean,
Was he wearing sunglasses?
that's true too.
I'm supposed to be a disguise.
That's true. So the show opened with Christian in the truck saying that he is the reason they got 30 minutes commercial free. And then he called someone. He goes, "Hey, assholes, let's start this show." Like, it's that thing. And then the first match, Swerve and Brian was fun. Like I said, it was all the matches tonight were really good. Brian, talk about Hobbs and Jericho. That was an interesting one.
That'll be one I'm going to put a pin in because Hobbs and Jericho have their match, and it's essentially a Hobbs squash of Jericho. You know, there was no big Jericho comeback. You know, no real time where he had a lot of momentum, and Hobbs just kept spine bustering him, just slamming him down, and there was just no drama with it. He basically, you know, hits another one of those power moves and very nonchalantly pins Jericho. And the crowd like didn't know how to react almost.
Yeah, I mean, I stepped away for a second to like get something out of the fridge, and it was just over. Now, granted, I live in a small apartment, so like my kitchen and my living room are right there. It's all the same room. But like I literally turned my back on the TV and it was over. I mean, it was like 55 spine busters. It was insane. And I love a good spine buster. Absolutely love it. When it's done.
Hobbs has a great one.
Oh, so good. So good.
Funny line I did make a note of. After he's on this rampage, Shivani goes, "How many spine busters can a man take?" And Taz, in no beat off or anything, just that was the right word. Taz not taking a break goes, "I don't know, 6 or 7, something like that." Like, just like, oh, you had the answer. No, it was a facetious question there, Taz. So I had a chuckle out of that one. But yeah, so. You know, when it comes to the new talent of AEW, in the sense of it's not a Jericho and Danielson, you want to see, are these pushes going to be sustained? You know, Hobbs has been TNT champion. He's been up, he's been down. That's an amazingly convincing win. And so that's why I said I'm going to put a pin in it, because maybe in a couple months, if his momentum continues, then we got something there.
No respect for Detlef Shrimp.
I mean, it was crazy night. And then, you know, I know people love this Adam Cole nonsense.
Man.
He's still at Roddy's house. They don't have internet or cell connection. They don't have TVs. And Adam's like, "Roddy, man, I got to go get this surgery." Like, he has to go get gas. He's like, "I got to go have this surgery." "Oh, Adam, I need you to cut my grass." Adam Cole deserves so much better. And I don't know if he's actually hurt or not. I just know he deserves so much more.
Wasn't a fan of it.
Oh, like,
I like the stuff with him and MJF, but they've gone away from it with this Roddy thing, and it's not clicking for me anymore.
So then it was announced that Moxley was not medically cleared to take on Phoenix for the international title. Hook walks in and says, "Hey, Tony, what about Orange? What about Orange? Never got his rematch." Orange comes into the screen, and Tony's like, "Orange, do you want a rematch against Phoenix for the title? Whatever. He goes, well, if you don't want it, no, I want it. Like, it was very, he doesn't show emotion, but when Tony said, oh, if you don't want it, we got a match. And, I actually really enjoyed Orange Cassidy's international champ because he was on every show. He defended like 30 times or whatever the hell the number actually was, but he regained. Orange is the new champ. Yeah. He beat Phoenix, loved it. And then the thing that, well, I'm sure there was a few things that upset me through the night, but the one that really set me up, they were hyping it up. Tony Storm's ready for her close-up. So they go back to RJ City with Tony Storm, and he's like, Tony, you're ready for your close-up, but what does that mean? And basically, she's in full character and how there's no cinema in wrestling anymore. And she has a debut of her silent film. They go to the silent film as they go to picture-in-picture.
Kind of funny.
It pissed me off at first. And then I realized, oh, this is Sammy and the Cue Cards. It's a silent film. So that happened a couple times through the night. And I was just like, she's the most over female talent you have right now.
Right.
And they're doing this weird stuff. Brian, get into Wardlow and Matt Sydal, the Matt Classic that was.
So he's on the rampage again. He came out. He just did the powerbomb symphony, and he walked through the crowd, and that was it. So yeah, that's 1 minute I saved you guys for watching AEW.
The match of the night for me, I don't know about you, Brian, Jay White and Hangman Page.
Yeah, I'd probably go there too. Yep. Yeah.
So good.
Really good back and forth. If you were sleeping on or just are not super familiar with Jay White's work, this was a good match that I would show somebody to say, this guy is legit. He has great quickness, great timing, great strength. He's just an all-around great performer. And it shows that in this Hangman match. The only thing I didn't like about this one, we talked about how there was like the 46 minutes of no commercials to start. So this match had 2 commercial breaks, and it was picture in picture. So it's still going on, but that's always going to take me out of it a little bit, but really long match. And yeah, I'll agree with you, Jay, match of the night.
Yeah. And we got a nice little promo after, and then MJF comes out, and I think Jay White wins the promo battle again against MJF. So that's 3-0 for Jay White and the Bang Bang Gang. MJF was edited out. He said shit and goddamn a couple times, and they edited it out. So again, why say these things if you know you can't say them? And I know there are people out there that will stick up for saying those types of things.
Yeah, because it's emotion and it's the real deal, and you don't know what you're gonna say if you're fucking pissed off on TV. I'm Coney Town. I gotta go. Bye.
Yeah, so I guess so. So people like that. I mean, for me, it doesn't make sense. And I don't know if I just have a broadcasting background and I don't like things, but I'm sure that happened. Was there any censors on NXT tonight?
Yes.
Oh,
not from the performers.
Yeah.
The crowd.
The crowd. Fuck the crowd.
The crowd. It was a crowd. The performers did not say anything, and they kept trying to get them to go down, but the crowd interrupted a couple things. It was hot, but I mean, just imagine you got these NXT tickets a month ago.
Well, the thing is, I don't know if you saw online today, you had to get in line. People were in line since 6 a.m. All the regulars
6 a.m. on Sunday.
All the regulars couldn't get in.
Mm-hmm.
Good. So the people who wanted to wait,
they did their time. They did their time.
Yeah.
We've all discussed how the women's division isn't that great in AEW. Saraya lost the title. Shida, 3-time champ. And then there was an announcement that Jericho was taken to the hospital. And then we got to the main event. Adam Copeland and Luchasaurus. Of course, Christian opened up the segment, said, hey, Beth, change the sheets. Daddy's coming home. He mentioned
Classic.
the daughters by name.
How about, did you catch the shot at Judgment Day?
Oh yeah. Because I don't know if you guys caught it. Adam Copeland said that
Last
Luchasaurus and Wayne are gonna, dump you as soon as they get all your knowledge.
Yep.
Christian came back and said, "I didn't. What did he? Something about."
I didn't need to like dress up a couple guys in Halloween costumes to make them look tough or something to that effect. So that he was alluding to that, and then he basically said, the reason why Nick and Luchasaurus won't turn on me is because I'm their father. So it just plays into what Christian's been doing.
The match itself was good. Like I said, every match was really good tonight. It's just that I think it was just over promised and under delivered.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. Yeah, and I'm not the biggest in-ring Luchasaurus guy, so maybe I'd pick a different opponent for Adam Copeland's first match. Is going to still take me months and months and months to get used to that. He looked fine. There's a couple good spots in there. Shockingly, he gets the win. No spoiler there, I wouldn't think. But yeah. So I didn't love it, but it was fine for what it was. But yeah, overall, I agree with you, Jay. I mean, you could say, I guess, AEW, I would think, does what they do best, and they put on great matches and let the wrestlers show off their talents and give them that showcase in front of a national audience. And so that mission accomplished if you haven't really watched Dynamite before. But yeah, there wasn't anything else that grabbed me. Okay, we had a women's title change. Nothing else really of note that certainly didn't live up to the hype that was going into it, in my opinion.
Do you agree
both
with
titles changed?
Yeah, we had two out of the three matches.
Excuse me. Yeah, the international title. Correct.
Because Kingston did retain.
Yes.
But I just think that for me, like I said, if they went to Thursday when there's no head-to-head, I mean, Impact's Impact, but they're pre-recorded, so they wouldn't be going head-to-head. I think it's because it was all hype. The Tony Khan stuff today on Twitter, like the bald asshole thing, the response, it was a response to Nick Hausman putting up a picture of Sean and HBK doing the we got 2 words for you. That's what Tony responded to. Nick Hausman. Triple H didn't send that.
Yeah.
Like, I just could not believe what I was seeing today. I don't know. Like, I'm glad that we kind of did this tonight. Like, maybe next time, we'll switch teams up a little bit here, but
no. We called dibs on NXT yesterday, so way to go, Kevin.
It was fun. I didn't
yeet.
do the back and forth with the remote like you did, Jay, but I think just seeing a little bit online of people who are in a younger generation, they're asking, how did you guys do this during the Monday Night War? Like, what was that like? I'm exhausted whether they were trying to go back and forth between both shows. And so that's fun. And I think, it's worthy that we're doing this tonight. But yeah, I would think, and we'll have to see when Jay and I watch NXT, but it sounds like the clear winner of the entertainment show was NXT tonight.
Which we all knew. We knew that was what was going to happen. Now it'll be curious to see, we don't talk ratings because we don't give a shit because we don't work for the company, nor do we work for the broadcast company. So we don't really talk ratings, but that's what everyone's going to be talking about.
Yeah.
I'm going to grab Twitter real quick just to see. And now these shows ended about an hour ago.
While you're looking that up, another thing that it reminded me of tonight was January of 2010 when Impact went against Raw on Monday night and they tried to make a big deal of it. So what did WWE do? We're just going to bring Bret Hart back.
Right.
Yeah,
Bret
Hart,
and Shawn,
Michaels.
the reunion.
Yeah, we're gonna bring back Bret and Shawn. So we're gonna basically show you how it's done.
Yeah.
And I think that was NXT's decision tonight. They did an NXT reunion, like Raw reunion, and they did we're bringing Bret Hart back type of thing, and good for them.
Oh, one more thing. When Jay's finding that special guest referee, they brought in L.A. Knight between Dominic and Dragunov.
Yeah,
Wow, Los
Wow.
Angeles Knight getting the ref.
And there was some shenanigans in L.A., the little whoopings. And
it's just weird that it's like they brought him back and they're like, oh, the hottest star in WWE right now. He was in NXT a year and a half ago.
But a year ago, this is the thing. I saw a meme. It might have been today. It might have been yesterday. It was like 1
Well, a
year
year ago, he was
basically.
Max
Yeah.
Dupree.
No, he introduced himself as, I'm not Max, I'm LA Knight. And then a year later, I think it
So
might have
the
been
end of
actually
it.
the night of
Yeah.
Fastlane.
Yeah.
And then, you see him with Cena. Crazy.
So
All right. We gave you enough time.
yeah, I know, but basically, I'm looking. The people that use the Dynamite hashtag are all about Dynamite. It's the greatest show ever. Keep doing that. Blah blah blah. 2 hours of pure entertainment. Blah blah blah. Now I'm looking at the NXT hashtags, and This is from Jesus, some stupid comedian. I'm sure I'm way off, but while everyone was worried about whether NXT or Dynamite would be better this week, Raw turned out to be the best of the three. Raw was actually really good this week, but we'll get into that on Friday.
Yeah.
I just don't. I don't care what Twitter says. All I know is AEW was good matches, but it's too much hype.
Yep.
Too much
Agreed.
hype. Too much hype.
So it was like this. It was
Thursday
just
Night War.
a normal Dynamite.
Yeah, I mean, it was a regular Dynamite. I don't think anything was out of the norm, right, Brian? Like, it wasn't anything that was like, I thought maybe during the end of the main event, maybe there'd be a new debut. Like, I was waiting for that, but it just turned into what it turned into. But like,
Yeah. Or return of an injured worker, coming back or something. Yeah. I mean,
but nothing.
there was just some odd things. Kenny Omega wasn't there. I can't remember
Not
why
cleared.
they mentioned. Yeah, he wasn't cleared.
Cleared to
so,
travel.
Yeah.
No
there
Young
was that.
Bucks. No FTR.
No FTR.
No Miro. No Lance Archer.
Just lost the tag titles at Collision, I saw. So
Samoa Joe was in a backstage or a pre-tape.
yeah.
Now I'm not going to get into it too much, but there was a backstage with MJF and the Acclaimed.
Mm-hmm.
It was humorous. It had some fun to it. So wherever you are, whatever your thoughts are, please let us know in the comments. You can let us know on social media as well at that WrestlePod. That WrestlePod at gmail.com. Maybe we'll get some emails for the Friday show. We can see what the people think. Yeah. I mean,
We survived the war, guys.
made it.
One night only, we survived.
Yeah. The war.
And,
Okay.
and I think Kevin and I were the ones who were victorious on this one.
Congratulations.
Oh yeah, we oh wait, hold on. No, I guess me and Brian get this one. We get the button.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Yeah, we did.
I feel like
Thanks,
more,
Steve.
W.
more than anything, I feel like it was more like a thumb war than a true.
Always good. Always good.
Joe, I think you're cool. No, just kidding. You suck.
Oh, thanks, Brian.
I bet you can't get a boner.
Oh,
Wow.
I think that's all the ones I added.
That's not very nice, Brian.
Yeah. So
Mm. Oh, thank you. Yes.
yeah. So all right, enjoy wrestling. We'll see you on Friday, or we'll talk to you on Friday. What is it?
It's just enjoy wrestling, a-hole. I'm Coney Ton. I'll talk to you on Friday. I gotta go. Bye.
Thanks for watching That Wrestling Podcast on YouTube. Make sure to subscribe to the
Right
channel.
back, guys.
And for
Right
more
back.
That Wrestling Podcast content, follow at That WrestlePod on social media.